Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here. I wanted to pop on and talk about the new 12-week challenge. I've gotten some questions on this recently. I did shift and change and modify the 12-week challenge just a touch because I found that when I had an opportunity to work with women in a little different way in starting the 12-week challenge, their results happened that much faster. And we were able to understand more about their bodies, how they work and function, and everything else. So I've shifted things, so I'm going to go through that here tonight and talk about that. Now I am going to put a link here in the comments to get on the wait list for the next 12-week challenge. So when I talk about the 12-week challenge, this is my very special challenge that is geared towards women, right? I work with women, right? I'm a women's health expert, and this entire thing is built for the female body, female physiology, how your body works, functions, everything, and everything is geared around it. It's really the only thing out there like it, and a lot of the things are based off of, Eastern medicine, Eastern philosophies, things like that, Chinese medicine, Ayurveda. So it's really different than a lot of other things out there. But I also bring in some really important information in terms of testing to make sure that we are targeting the right things that your body needs hormonally. So often we try and get a result, push our bodies, do these things, and yet we're not acknowledging what our hormones are doing. Our bodies shift and change throughout the month, and they shift and change throughout our lifetime too. So the other question I get oftentimes is, what about if I'm in perimenopause or menopause, or what about if I have a cycle? Great. I have a 12-week challenge for women who have a cycle, and I have a 12-week challenge for women who are in menopause. Now, oftentimes in the Facebook group, I have everybody kind of together because it's just fun. Like, it's such a great group of women. It really, really is. I love doing this because it's so fun, and the amount of growth and everything that happens there is fantastic. The difference is that you get a little different meal guide for menopause versus not, right? And more info on that, I have a whole book called The Female Fat Solution. This is on Amazon. This is the one for women who have a cycle, and the Female Menopause Solution. This is for if you don't have a cycle, right? And you're in perimenopause or menopause, yes. Also, if you have had a hysterectomy, things like that type of a thing, right there, yes. So what is the 12-week? Why is it important? What do we need to look at here? Well, the 12-week challenge, I do have it called the 12-week challenge because what we focus on intensely is for about 12 weeks. Why 12 weeks? Because that is a hormonal phase for the female body. Anything less, right? Is it bad? No, it's not bad. It's just not long enough to have an imprint on your hormones, to have a really big positive shift. Yeah. So what we do for the 12-week challenge is making sure we're working on your system long enough. Yeah. Yep. And to kick it off, first thing I'm including now is a Dutch test. Before I offered it as something, you could do if you wanted to do that type of a thing. And I have found that, hands down, knowing exactly where your adrenals are, knowing more about your body and system gives us the right results. Hands down, every time. So I'm including it. It comes with a Dutch test. The 12-week challenge, you get a Dutch. It gets sent to you. It's called Dried Urine Test for Comprehensive Hormones. It's, I don't want to say, it's not hard to take, right? There's a few specific things you have to do. You take the test, you send it in, and then we go over your results in detail. What are your estrogens doing? What are your testosterones doing? What are your cortisols doing? What are your adrenals doing? We will find out. And then go over it to make sure you are starting things off correctly. Now, in that time, so because we're going to work together for 12 weeks, because I want time to get the Dutch to you and to go over the results with you, and it does take time to get the test, to take it, to turn it in, all those things, I'm actually adding on a primer to the 12-week. That's about 30 days. So really it's more like 16 weeks that we work together, which is really exciting. So what that means is that on the wait list, you'll see that the registration date is at the end of February for the group that's going to be officially starting in April. That seems like a long way off. I understand that. It does. But the reason we have that is that lets us have that time between now and so that you would get your test, take it, we'd go over it, get you started on the right things, and we could start to prime your system to jump in. Before I would go over Dutches with people, and I still have that available, right? You can still do that as a one-off, right? But really, I've done some data and comparisons of women who have had the Dutch. We've gone through it. We've started priming their system so that when we start the 12-week, their results are far and away just because you have that much more ground, right? You get that much more momentum going. This is where so much magic happens, right? Magic. It's just working with your physiology, but magic happens right here. So I've changed it to serve you better. I've changed it so that you get the best results possible. We understand exactly what's happening in your system and how to work with it best. And then it's got the meal guide, right? Meal guide, grocery list, and the meal guide has so many metabolism tactics in there. It's protein pacing, carb cycling, some intermittent fasting, eating for your hormones and cycle, which is something that is very specific to this, and other things I teach you. We have one-to-one calls. You do one-to-one calls with me and Dr. Victoria. There are group calls where we work on mindset things. There's an exercise guide. There's all these other things, right? You get text messages. You get emails. There's so much for you to learn about how your body works and functions. But I'm so excited about this because I cannot wait to start going through this with women. This really is going to shift and change how you view your body. And one of my favorite things that I work with women on, it really is that you learn like, oh my gosh, I don't have to keep starving myself. I don't have to keep restricting things. And that, oh my gosh, doing these things this other way was really what led me to the point where I was really struggling. And it becomes easier to work with your body. And again, we start off by getting your numbers so we know exactly what your system's doing. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. So that's what I got for you guys. That's what I wanted to talk about. What it is, what it does. I'll be talking more about this and kind of going over some more specific pieces here in detail over the next few weeks because it is different. And I want you guys to make sure you feel like, okay, yep, I've got it. 12-week revamped. I'm adding 30 days to it. I'm adding a Dutch to it. You get all of it included in there. And again, to get notified when the registration link goes live, you got to get on that wait list. Again, we can only take so many people, right? There's a limit on the number of people Dr. Victoria and I can work with at a time, just because I schedule so much time to connect with women and to work with women. That is what most of my day is, and I love it. But that's where you want to make sure you are on that wait list so you do not miss out when that registration link goes live. So any questions you have, please let me know. Other resources I have for you, of course, are my YouTube channel, which is called Dr. Beth Westy, and then my podcast, which is called The Female Health Solution. We're talking about more things, hormones and everything, tons of great interviews, and yeah, all right. If there was a comment I feel like I missed. Ooh, good question. Do you take the Dutch test at any time or only a certain day of the month? And yes, if you are in menopause, you can take it at any time. Perimenopause or menopause, you can take it at any time because we will still get your other adrenal levels and other information, nutrient levels, things like that. Otherwise, you should take it between days like 19 to 22 of your cycle. Yep, and it says it all in there. And I actually made a whole video for that too, for you guys to, get it. The Female Fat Solution is an amazing book. Yay! Yes, I'm glad you like it. Okay. All right, that's what I got for you guys tonight. Let me know if there's anything else. Otherwise, I will see you later.